did pull a little bit apart on this already. I removed, there's 2 screws here and 2 screws underneath. And the control panel is driven, I'm assuming it's driven serially, and just this little cable here. So if we trace that back, it's not obviously this one here, because this one has a brown wire in here, so it's not that one. It's got to be this one. This one here runs up to the feeder mechanism on top here, which again, don't really care if that works or not. So this seems to be the culprit cable, and we're gonna have to try and figure out where that goes. So close that up, pop the cover open, and get some light in here. I need a new switch in my mag light, but anyway, let's look back there, and the wire snakes down and somewhere into the case. Well, I've already removed a few more screws here, and this thing's going to be a pain in the ass to take apart, I'll tell you that much. I took the covers off, screws out of the front cover here, and that sort of comes loose, but not really. And so I'm not sure if that's snapped on there. Again, hard to do this sort of with one hand. And looking in there, yes, it does just snap on. Okay, there we go. That's off. And we've got wires connecting the, what is that there? The picture bridge, port for direct printing from your camera. And so that's kind of tight in there. These wires here snake around the front and down into there. I'm not sure if these are the same wires that go up here. How many do we have? 7 wires. That's definitely more than 7 wires there. So that is not the cable that we're trying to find. So yeah, if I can get this front cover off here, get the paper tray out. And that's kind of dark. I don't see any other screws. Looks like we're gonna have to flip this thing over. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the toner cartridges out of it, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we've got the toner cartridges out, and we've got this other plate that pulls out here, which is presumably the paper guide, and that is a flat plastic belt that runs around the entire unit. And looks like we've got some toner tracks on there. Again, I'm not positive how this thing works. And we've got a roller down in here, a drum. That appears to have come loose. I don't think that's supposed to be, I think that's supposed to be, let's see, we got our pictures here. Toner something or other, looks like. Is that a toner collection tank possibly for excess toner? I'll have to look up that part number, WT-200CL. Set that over here along with that little clip, and that's the bottom of the unit. Not much to look at, just the drives on this side and the toner mounting. This is the fuser back in here, and still can't see how to take it apart. Oh well, let's flip this sucker over. Okay, so I got it up on its side now, and no screws on the front, no screws on the bottom. This outside housing here completely seems to wrap around the back of the unit. I can't believe this entire thing snaps together. So we're going to see if we can pop this front housing off here. Careful of this terminal connection. See if there's a way I can undo that. What's this here? It's a speaker down here. Some kind of board. Can't really tell. It's not focusing on the camera. Complies with something. That might be the wireless card. The modem's up in the top of the unit. But yeah, I'm gonna have to put the camera down and see if I can just pop this thing apart. Oh. Okay, so I actually did find a few screws for the front casing. They were hidden here under this wire loom. There's one there and one down over here. So I'm going to take those out and see if we can get anywhere with them. Okay, well, we got somewhere anyway. I was able to manage to get that front panel off, and the way this wire was loomed in there was a pain. This whole thing is going to be a pain, but let's see now if we can pop this side housing off here somehow. Well, that's loose, but seems to, this whole thing pretty much seems to just, that's just the memory cover, which is not installed, so snap that back together. This whole thing, oh, we're getting somewhere, it looks like. Again, hard to do this with one hand, so I'll put the camera down and see if I can pop the rest of this thing apart. Alright, well, I managed to get one side of it off here. Yeah, so it pretty much just snaps together. Here's two of our two fans, and I had a little bit of plastic snap off here because, well, some more hidden screws. So we'll take that screw out there before we go ahead and try to snap the other side off. But it appears that that's all that's holding this thing together, which is 2 screws per side. So yeah, let's see what we can do on the other side here without hopefully breaking anything. So this side here actually has some little access tabs right here that you press down, and this side pops open. So presumably I should, oh, we're caught on something underneath here, should be able to pop this entire assembly off like that. Okay, and we have all our oh, look, we got some wires pulled out. Cool. Let's see if we can get this shield cover off here and see what happens when we put those wires back in. Now this little flex cable here is kind of trashed, but does not appear to be broken, so that is a good thing. It's kind of just precariously shoved in there. Hey, look! Kentucky Fried Chicken cable. Nice. Okay, so 4 screws to remove that shielding cover. And here is presumably our culprit cable. Let's see, 7 connectors. 7 connectors. Cool. Snap that back in. Okay, well, okay, the pins are kind of trashed on that. See if we can straighten these two out a bit so that I can actually get the connector on. Alright, so I'll put this shield back on and let's power this thing up and see what happens. Okay, so let's flip the power switch, and gotta look off to the side, make sure I don't stick my hand in some high voltage something or other, but well, I got something. Please wait. All its guts are removed, so it's probably not going to do much, but no waste toner, install the waste toner box. Okay, so that explains what that bottom box is the waste toner. So, okay. Well, alright. Let's put the rest of this thing back together, see what happens.